Hello students, I am Jyoti. Today we will covering third chapter of our class 6, that is fiber to fabric. This chapter is all about how this becomes to that. That is how fiber obtained from plants, animals and chemicals get ultimately converted into clothes that we wear. Apart from this, we will try to answer some very interesting questions such as, is fabric really a continuous piece? How does a cotton wool converted into thread, and how does thread ultimately become fabric? And how a tiny creature on earth, that is silkworm, give us a very expensive and royal silk fabric by killing itself. Yes, it gets killed in this process. So, look around you, notice clothes, bedsheet, pillow cover, towel, curtains, blankets, table cover, shopping bags, even school bags. All those items are made up of different types of clothing material, isn't it? You will be able to notice the difference by feeling and touching them. Actually, all of these items are made up of different kinds of fabric. So, now, what are fabrics? From where do we get fabrics? And how these various items are made from fabric? So, let's try to answer of these questions. Whenever you visited a garment shop, you must have noticed bundle of clothes like this. These are called fabrics. These fabrics are stitched either manually with the help of sewing machine or in machines in factories. To get all these different items such as clothes, bed sheets, pillow covers, towels, curtains, blankets, tablecloths, shopping bags, school bags or carpets, etc. Let's now try to understand about fabric in more details. Whenever we look at any fabric, it seems a continuous piece. Is fabric really a continuous piece? Isn't it? For this, I want to take a closer look at any fabric piece in your house. Even more understanding, try to take pic of fabric piece by zooming of camera. What did you notice? You will observe that while from a distance fabric seems like a continuous piece, but actually it is not. As you observe more closely, you will notice that fiber is made up of two sets of strands arranged together in horizontal and vertical fashion. So, let us find out what these strands are. These strands are called yarns or loose threads. You must see these yarns at some tailor shop or even at your home. To better understand yarns, try taking out a loose thread from any of the edge of a fabric piece. These loose threads are called yarns. What are called? Yarns. So, thus we can say that fabric is made up of yarns. Okay. So, yarns arranged together. So, yarns are made yarns. Now, let's try to look at yarn more closely. For this, you scratch one end of the yarn which took out from the fabric with your nail. Observe it carefully. You will notice that yarn split into many thinner strands. These small and thin strands are called fibers. What are called? Fibers. Thus, we can say that yarns are made up of still thinner strands called fibers. Or in other words, we can say that fibers are twisted together to make yarns. Okay. So, now we understand that fabrics are made up of yarns. Okay. And yarns made up of fabrics. Or in other words, we can say that several strands of fibers twisted together and yarns are arranged together to make fabrics. Now, next question arises from where do we get fibers? We get fibers from two sources, that is natural source or artificial source. Now look at this picture. In this picture, look this natural fibers. The fibers, what are natural fibers? The fibers which are obtained from plants and animals are called natural fibers. These are of two types, that is plant-based or animal-based. Plant-based are cotton, jute or coir. Or if we talk about the animal-based, these are wool and silk. The second type is synthetic fibers. The fibers which are synthesized in industry from simple chemicals obtained from petroleum are called synthetic fibers. For example, polyester, nylon, acrylic. Now, if you want to know about different fibers, try to observe tags of different items at your home to know about which fiber they are made of. You will notice that some are made up of 100% cotton, some are made up of polyester and some are made up of jute. Okay, so now we will now study about plant fibers in detail. Let's take cotton first. Cotton fibers are obtained from fruits of cotton plants, and these fruits are called cotton balls. Cotton is mainly grown in black soil and warm climate. States in which states cotton grows? These are Gujarat, Maharashtra, Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh, Rajasthan, Haryana and Punjab. The balls burst open when ripe. Cotton balls are then picked either manually with hand or with harvesters. The cotton picked up from the plant has seeds in it. Thus, cotton fiber are separated from seeds by combing them. This process of separating cotton seeds from cotton fiber is called ginning. The ginning was traditionally done by hand. Nowadays, machines are used for ginning. Now, we will now study about another plant fiber, that is jute. Jute fiber is obtained from stem of jute plants. These jute plants grow in rainy season. The jute plant needs a plain alluvial soil and standing water. In which state jute plants grow? These are West Bengal, Bihar, Assam. The jute plant is normally harvested when it is at flowering stage. The stems of harvested plants are then bundled and immersed in water for a few days until they start rotting. This process is called retting. Look at this picture. This is the process of retting. Then fibers are separated by hand from rotting stem. This step is called stripping. Okay. This is how jute fiber extracted. Jute fiber are extensively used to make shopping bags and gunny bags. Now, let's study about animal fibers. These are two important animal fibers. Do you know that that is wool? We get animal fiber from wool or silk. We get wool from animals like sheep, rabbit, yak or camel. Hair, thin layer of skin removed. This process is called shearing. Wool is used for making warm clothes such as sweaters, caps, shawls, gloves and blankets, etc. Now we talk about silk. We get silk from silkworm, which lives on the leaves of mulberry plants. The larva of the silk moth secretes a sticky fluid which becomes silk fiber. The larva then covers its body with silk fiber and turns into pupa. This protective covering is called a cocoon. These cocoons are then boiled in water to get silk fiber. Silk is a costly fiber and has a very fine quality. Okay, do you know that nearly 6,600 silkworms are killed to make just 1 kg of silk? Isn't it sad? Let's now let's study about synthetic fibers or man-made fibers. Synthetic fibers are man-made by humans from chemicals. For example, polyester, acrylic, nylon, rayon, etc. There are some advantages or disadvantages. Now let's talk about the advantage of the synthetic fiber. These are less expensive, durable, readily available, dry up quickly, easy to maintain, do not wrinkle easily, easy to wash. They are elastic and can be easily stretched out. They are strong and can be used to make parachutes and ropes to sustain heavy load. And they also have some disadvantages. These are synthetic fiber melt on heating, so if the clothes catch fire, it can be disastrous. The fabric melts and sticks to the body of the person wearing it. We should therefore never wear synthetic clothes while working in kitchen or in laboratory. Okay. With this, we completed fibers. We already know several strands of fibers twisted together to make yarn. But how actually these fibers obtaining from plants, animals, chemicals to obtaining yarns? The answer is spinning. The process of making yarn from fiber is called spinning. In this process, fibers from a mass of cotton wool are drawn out and twisted. Spinning is done manually with charkha or takli on smaller scale, whereas machines are used for spinning yarn on large scale. Now, let's see how yarn converted into fabrics. Weaving and knitting are used for conversion of yarn to fabric. The process of arranging two sets of yarns together perpendicular to each other to make fabric is called weaving. Weaving of fabric is done on looms. The looms are either hand operated or power operated. Now we talk about knitting. In knitting, a single yarn is used to make a piece of fabric, unlike weaving where two sets of yarn are required. Knitting is done by hand and also on machines. Now, So now this is the chart. This chart summarizes the entire chapter. The fiber which are obtained from plants, animal and chemicals. After spinning, fibers converted into yarns and yarns converted into fabric by weaving or knitting. And ultimately, fabrics are converted into clothes by stitching. So, I really hope that now you have learned all the steps from fibers, yarns and fabric. So before completing our chapter, let's take a quick look at history of clothing material. Early man used big leaves and bark of trees, animals, skin or fur to cover their bodies. After settling in agriculture communities, man learned to weave. They started weaving grass, twigs, animal hair, vines into long strands, which were then woven into fabrics. Man became aware about plant fiber. The early Indians wore fabrics made out of cotton. In ancient Egypt, cotton as well as flax were used for making fabrics. But in those days, stitching was unknown. People simply draped the fabrics around their bodies. Even today, unstitched clothes like sari, dhoti, lungi, or turban are widely in use. When sewing needle was invented, people learned how to stitch fibers to make fabric. Stitched clothes have gone through many variations since this invention. So now we completed our third chapter. I hope you like this video.